Hello and welcome everyone, it's Capcan and today we are looking at our balanced Druid talent tree. I guess let's go. We will start with our Eclipse. It's passive, casting 2 Starfires, empowers Wrath for 15 seconds, casting 2 Wraths, empowers Starfire for 15 seconds. Eclipse Solar. Nature spells deal 15% additional damage and Wrath damage is increased by 20%. And Eclipse Lunar. Arcane spells deal 15% additional damage and Starfire critical strike chance is increased by 20%. So Eclipse is our choice that we can't really not take. Then improved Eclipse. Eclipse now reduces the cast time of affected spells by an additional 4 and then 7%, which is great. Improved Moonfire. Moonfire and Sunfire duration increased by 3 and 6 per second, which is probably means that you're gonna take it. Then we have our Nature's Balance. While in combat you generate 1 astral power every 2 seconds, while out of combat your astral power rebalances to 50 instead of depleting empty. Okay, so that's something that we've had previously. Yeah, so you generate additional astral power, and while you're out of combat, you have 50 instead of 0, which means that you're for like solo play, that is great. For your M+, that is good as well, because you're generating additional astral power not only outside of combat, but yeah, for solo activities it's just like perfect, because you have your openings, your bursty stuff straight away, and that's just great. You're probably gonna take it 1 and then 2. I don't know, something should have happened when you're taking second part of the talent, but yeah, bugged shit on the PTR. Force of Nature summons, and now you can not really make a choice between the stuff that you've previously had in one row. Force of Nature summons a stand of 3 trends for 10 seconds, which immediately taunt and attack enemies in the targeted area, generates astral power, 1 minute cooldown, which as well is very, very good for your single target. You can use it probably in M+, but taunting on themselves, well, that's, yeah, it's a variative spell, I would say. Warrior of Elune, instant 45 seconds cooldown. Your next 3 Starfires are instant cast and generate 40% increased astral power, which gives you more burst damage, which gives you better opening. It's very good. Starfall, of course you're probably gonna take it. 50 astral power calls down waves of falling stars upon enemies within 40 yards, dealing astral damage over 8 seconds. Multiple uses of this ability may overlap. Yeah, so that's our core main AoE ability. You're definitely I'm very sorry, God bless me. You're definitely not skipping it. All-Kin Frenzy. While in Moonkin form, single target attacks against you have a 15% chance make your next Starfire instant, which like seems more of a like solo activities talent for me, or PvP talent. Then we go with Celestial Alignment. Instant 3 minutes cooldown, celestial bodies align, maintaining both eclipses and granting 10% haste for 20 seconds. You're probably gonna take it anyway. Solar Beam summons a beam of solar light over an enemy target's location, interrupting the target and silencing all enemies within the beam. Lasts 8 seconds. Yeah, so that's your AoE silence. Pretty powerful stuff in M+. Definitely have some uses in raiding, probably gonna use it in PvP. Very, very good utility spell. Improved Star Surge. Star Surge further empowers the damage bonus of any active eclipse. Okay. Very good. Definitely not as much choice in the middle part of the talent tree. I don't know if they've said that they're gonna rework Boomkin. They either did it already or they will do it. I don't really know. And if that all goes to trash, well, I hope not, but and simultaneously I hope that it does, because at least like make it a little bit wider and stuff like that. But we will definitely do some videos closer to release with not only first impressions, but with build tests, with builds, with guides and stuff. So we wouldn't really like skip the part where they rework the talent tree. Shooting stars, Moonfire, Sunfire and Stellar Flare damage over time has a chance to call down a falling star, dealing astral damage and generating 3 astral power, so just additional damage procs for your dot skills. Probably are a more AoE part, as there are Starfall icons. Casting Starfall extends the duration of active Moonfires and Sunfires by 2 seconds, yeah, so very good for AoE. And Stellar Drift, Starfall deals 50% additional damage and allows you to cast while moving while it is active, but now has a 12 seconds cooldown. Okay, so not so spammy, but gives you pretty interesting buffs. Very interesting, very cool. What's with the center of the tree? Power of Goldrin. Star Surge has a chance to summon the Spirit of Goldrin, which immediately deals arcane damage to the target. So additions to the Star Surge, yeah, just good for single target, 100%. Gonna take it for single target encounters probably. Stellar Inspiration. Star Surge has a 10% chance to apply Stellar Flame to the target. Starfall has a 15% chance to extend Moonfire and Sunfire by 4 seconds. After it already, man, you wouldn't have to reapply your dots as much with all these talents if they're gonna go through. Light of the Sun reduces the remaining cooldown of solar beam by 15%, by 15 seconds, which means that when it interrupts the primary target. Oh, okay, so you can like use it every 45 seconds if you're using it when you need to do it. And then Umbral Intensity. Eclipse damage bonus to Wrath, and Starfire is 10% stronger, so 20% stronger, so more single target damage. Yeah, very straightforward tree, very plain, very simple, which is quite unlike many other trees that I've already saw. Okay, and probably not the reworked one. But they told us that they've stopped iterating on the global spectrum with the talent trees, and that they are like now finishing all this stuff. They are doing numbers, they're balancing talents one against another and stuff like that. So maybe it's gonna be just more simple, because you can have a big variety already in general talent tree. I don't know. Star-Lord, Star Surge and Starfall grants you 2% haste for 15 seconds, stacks up to 3 times, gaining a stack does not refresh the duration. Okay, so just haste increases. We're gonna take our points here. Precise Alignment. The duration of Celestial Alignment is increased by 5 seconds. And okay, so no 10 seconds. So instead of 20 seconds, it's gonna be 25, which is pretty good addition to your DPS window, especially if you need burst damage. Let's go with this part of the tree first. 1 point available only, maybe like that. Solstice. During the first 6 seconds of every eclipse, shooting stars fall 10% more often. Okay, this one. So your dots provoke falling stars will be more often every eclipse, which is 200% more often. Holy shit, that's very good for especially for AoE as procs. That's probably very, very good. Then we have our choose one, Suzuki. Celestial Alignment blasts all enemies in a targeted area for 3000 astral damage and applies Stellar Flare to them. Celestial Alignment blasts all enemies in a targeted area. Okay, so that's now a DPS cool and like thing that deals damage. Okay, pretty interesting, but 3 minutes cooldown. Even though it's it's very good for burst and but the cooldown is a little bit hard. Primordial Arcanic Pulsar. Every 300 astral power spent grants celestial alignment for 12 seconds. Man, and this one is way, way better in terms of sustain power gained. Yeah, okay. Orbit Breaker. Every 20th shooting star calls down a full moon at 80% power upon its target. Quite interesting. So yeah, if you're heavy into procs of the shooting stars, which you probably are taking this route, then then Orbit Breaker is pretty good for you. Circle of Life and Death. Your damage over time effects deal their damage in 25% less time, and your healing over time effects in 15% less time. So that's definitely more for single target and PvP, because on AoE you don't really want your dots to go faster, because you don't really have enough time to apply them all as fast as you like can. Oh shit. Okay, so let's go with here. But still very interesting. And 1 or 2, Adaptive Swarm. So that's probably our Necrolord ability, at least from the... I haven't played Boomkin to be honest in the Shadowlands. But from the, like, yeah, from the icon looks pretty similar to the Necrolord ability. Command a swarm that heals 3000 or deals 2000 damage over 12 seconds to a target and increases the effectiveness of your periodic effects on them by 35%. Upon expiration, finds a new target, preferring to alternate between friend and foe up to 3 times. So, it's instant, has 25 seconds cooldown, which is pretty good. Then you're casting it either on enemy or ally. It goes to it spends there 12 seconds. And then it goes on the new target, and it does it up to 3 times. So that means that uptime is huge. And okay, pretty good. Yeah, too bad I didn't play the Boomkin this add-on, so I don't really know how good is that, but it looks good. Balance of all things. Entering Eclipse increases your critical strike chance with arcane and nature spells by 24%, decreasing 3% every 1 second. Holy crap. Yeah, that's very big as well. Okay, I don't know what to take there. Oh, and we've missed out one talent before. Either Twin Moons. Moonfire deals 10% increased damage and also hits another nearby enemy within 15 yards of the target. So we had this thing before. Or Stellar Flare burns the target for astral damage and then an additional astral damage over 24 seconds. Generates 8 astral power. Yeah, and 1.2 seconds. So or either additional dot, or you're spreading the Moonfire dots easier. Fury of the Skies. Moonfire increases your arcane damage to the target, and Sunfire increases your nature damage to the target by 1 and 2%. Then you take either your Nightfey Covenant ability or Incarnation Chosen of Elune. Yeah, Convoke the Spirits, I know. At least Incarnation Chosen of Elune, I'm sorry, don't really. Maybe that's a legendary power, maybe not. Convoke the Spirits, channeled 2 minutes, cooldown. Call upon the Night Fae for an eruption of energy, channeling a rapid flurry of 16 druid spells and abilities. Over 4 seconds you will cast Wild Growth, Swiftmend, Moonfire, Wrath, Regrowth, Rejuvenation, Rake and Thresh on appropriate nearby targets favoring your current shapeshift form. Yeah, so that's just bonkers spell, as it always was. Incarnation, Chosen of Elune, instant 3 minutes cooldown. Here we do have 2 minutes. An improved Moonkin form that grants both eclipses, any learned celestial alignment bonuses, and 10% critical strike chance. Last 30 seconds you may shapeshift in and out of this improved Moonkin form for its duration. The description looks very familiar for me. I can't really remember if it's either in your talents or where it was, but yeah, like Okay, pretty good as well. Moon modal cooldown bonus, so like something work in progress thing here. Shifting out of incarnation before it expires ends the effect and refunds a portion of its cooldown. Convokes the spirits, has an increased chance to use an exceptional spell or ability. Okay, so you can have more of a uptime that is good for you when you want it to be up with Incarnation Chosen of Elune, or you can just have better Convoke the Spirits. Pretty straightforward here. Let's go with this talent, take these talents. So we've saw this as well. Yeah, we've saw both of these things. Now choose one. Blessing of Elune. Lunar Eclipse is 3 seconds longer and Solar Eclipse is 3 seconds shorter. Okay, so you can specialize in some of them. And Blessing of Anshe. Solar Eclipse is longer and Lunar Eclipse is shorter. All right, very, very cool stuff. Especially like stylistic wise, that you can specialize in one or another. Oneth's Clear Vision, NNF, again some like work in progress stuff probably. Star Surge has a 20% chance to make Starfall free. Starfall has a 40% chance to make Star Surge free. So you can have more free procs of your spenders and like, yeah, they proc each other. Or Time Worn Dreambinder. Star Surge and Starfall reduce the cost of Star Surge and Starfall by 10% and increase their damage by 10% for 5 seconds, stacking up to 2 times. Or just more stabilized version of increasing damage and more Star Surges and Starfalls. Okay, pretty cool. Then we have our Soul of the Forest. Eclipse increases Wrath's astral power generation 50% and increases Starfire's area effect damage by 150%. Man, but yeah, they went pretty hard on the last part of the tree to like get you taking pretty hard choices here. Umbral Infusion against, and again NNF something. While in an Eclipse, the cost of Star Surge and Starfall is reduced by 5%. So just in any Eclipse, and then it's gonna be probably 10%, or they're working on numbers. And the last one, choosing between one. Either Fury of Elune, instant 1 minute cooldown, calls down a beam of pure celestial energy that follows the enemy, dealing up to 4000 astral damage over 8 seconds. Within its area, damage reduced on secondary targets, generates 40 astral power over its duration. So like your AoE cooldown with 1 minute downtime, which is not that bad. And New Moon, 0.83 seconds cast time, 20 seconds recharge, deals way less astral damage to the target and empowers New Moon to become Half Moon. Okay, so it gives you half of the moon straight away. Generates 10 astral power, maximum 3 charges. Yeah, very interesting. So, like with the first part of the tree, it was more of a, like with first and center parts of the tree, it was like, yeah, not much of a choice, but the ending is cool. And the ending gives you very, very different ways to play and interact with your character. Maybe not changing the rotation as hardly of the rotation of basic skills, but there are plenty of cooldowns and different stuff that adds up and gives you procs and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. To be honest, I quite like it. I'm not a fan of the Boomkin totally, just like of the vibe of this spec, but yeah, it looks pretty. It definitely doesn't look like boring. Maybe it's not ideal, it's not the way that you could have done it. I don't know if they are gonna remake it and stuff, but it looks pretty okay. It looks interesting. There are definitely some choices there, and yeah, just very interesting, significant abilities down in the deep end of the talent tree. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you're doing well. Subscribe to my channel if you want to, and have a good one. Goodbye.